All right, Andre Chumley here for the BOB MOOG Foundation, and I'm here with Greg Hawkes. Hey, Greg.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
That's great. Folks, it's Greg Hawkes, original and only keyboard player for the Cars and the New Cars, and he's here on this tour in the Todd Rundgren Band. And you've been playing with Todd's band for a bunch of years, right?
Yeah, off and on. I've been doing different projects with Todd for, well, ever since the New Cars, whenever that was. It was 10 years ago going on.
That's great. That's great. Well, I'm sure everyone watching this knows so many of those great hits from the Cars, and you know, starting at the beginning, Just What I Needed and Best Friend's Girl, and all the way through, as I've been talking to Greg about some of the stranger stuff like Shooby-Doo and Night Spots. And so I think we should all applaud Greg for bringing a lot of synthesis to top 40 airwaves.
Wow.
You know,
thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, thanks to you, a lot of us heard things like The Prophet and, you know,
I used the Prophet 5 a lot.
Prophet 5?
And the Mini Korg, which was sort of the poor man's MemoryMoog.
Right, right.
I used all over the first album.
Right.
And really through the whole Cars career.
That's great.
And
well, hopefully we're going to do another little interview just about synthesizers for the synth nerds, and we're going to talk about your sequential circuits, sequencer, and all the cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you also said you had a MemoryMoog.
Yeah, I did, which my MemoryMoog we used a lot on Heartbeat City.
Yeah.
The song Drive, it does a lot of the sort of ethereal, sort of freeform synth sounds. In, you know, that sort of weave in and out. A lot of that was on the MemoryMoog.
Yeah.
It's all over that album, actually.
Yeah.
I used the MemoryMoog on that one a lot.
That's a great album. And of course, Drive, you know, everyone knows that song, and that's pretty much a synth and drum song.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you.
really what it is, and vocals.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. Well, that's timely because we're here to talk a little bit about also the BOB MOOG Foundation,
Yes.
Which you've just been learning about, and you said
raffle.
And there's
Go
a
to the
raffle.
raffle.
Yeah,
There's a raffle.
tell the people when the raffle ends.
The raffle ends September 6th.
Okay.
So go to moogfoundation.org before then.
That's
to
exactly.
Sign up, get a raffle ticket.
That's exactly.
Cause.
That's exactly correct. And the raffle it's $25 each, 5 for $100, and this is a MemoryMoog Plus, which that was the second version, and they added a sequencer and MIDI to that, and it's also been serviced by vintage specialist Wes Taggart. So really great keyboard. Nice. Do you still have your MemoryMoog?
I do not. It's one of the few old synths that I don't still have possession of, actually.
Okay. So you have like your old Mini Korg and your other Prophets.
I still have the Mini Korg.
Wow, that's great.
Which was the first synth I ever bought.
Okay.
And yeah, I've still got a couple of Prophet 5s, a couple Jupiter 8s, a couple vocoders and things.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, people can go on Facebook and look at your site on Greg Hawkes on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Greg, of course, has done all kinds of stuff. He's played on a Paul McCartney record. He does an all ukulele Beatles record, right? That he's got out.
No sense there, but.
And so you perform on ukulele solo these days, right?
Sometimes I do. Yeah. They're somewhat rare appearances, but but I do that from time to time.
And you also played with Martin Mull in the early '70s. That's an odd. Left field.
Yeah, that was like the year right before the Cars.
Okay.
That was really my entry into professional show business.
That's crazy. Well, people should chase that down. Now, let's just wrap up with one other thing. You said you met BOB MOOG a couple times.
Oh, yes, I did.
Tell us.
On 2 different occasions. The first time was, I hadn't been in Boston very long, so it was sometime in the early mid-70s, I guess.
Okay.
And there was like an organization which was the Boston School of Electronic Music.
Right.
And BOB MOOG was given like a presentation of some sort, a demonstration presentation.
Yeah.
And I remember him getting to meet him briefly there. Then I got to meet him on a second time when he was working for Ray Kurzweil.
Right.
And working in Massachusetts. And I got to visit him there in his office for a brief period.
That's great. That's great. So talking to, you know, the master, one of the,
yeah, there was
one of the creators.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for a few minutes, Greg, and we will continue with this. We're going to do, like I said, a synth nerd conversation where we get into some heavy stuff.
Okay.
But once again, for people, this raffle ends September 6th. It's the MoogFoundation.org, and you can get the link there. And of course, the Moog Foundation, these proceeds go to education and teaching kids about synthesis, and also maintaining the archives of Bob Moog. So I know you've just learned about this, but you said you want to find out some more, so I'll give you some links and
awesome.
Find out about it. All right, Greg, thank you so much.
Okay, Andre, thank you so much.
Thank you, folks. MoogFoundation.org. September 6th, so hurry up and buy a raffle ticket or two.
Or
raffle
five.
Ticket. Or 5. All right.